Hi, this is Vicki from Grandma B's Junk Journal. Thanks for stopping by my channel. Today I want to share some books from my recent hauls, probably the last month or so. I did a little bit of traveling, and I also visited a couple of auctions where I got a box of books. So I wanted to share some books with you and just go through them and maybe give you some ideas and tell you what you might want to be looking for when you are out yard sailing this summer, or maybe you're traveling. Make sure that you look for those thrift stores in those little towns that you're driving through or you're flying to, because you just never know when you're going to find that special treasure. So I'm going to get right to it. Now, I have done junk journals. I have created junk journals made from the Bobbsey twins chapter books. I have never seen a wonder book of the Bobbsey twins. So when I seen this, I was so excited. I'm definitely going to make a junk journal from this. It's 1954, and it's in really great shape. I absolutely love the images. It's in super good shape. The spine isn't, but that's okay because I cut that apart, and I always create a new one, cover it with fabric, add lots of lace. So this is going to be a journal that I'm really looking forward to creating. I found a Mother Goose, Mickey Mouse Mother Goose, and this is 1952. This is in really good shape. Over the winter, I created several Mickey Mouse journals that one of my customers, I think she bought 3 or 4 of them. But this one is in really good shape. So this will probably be created into a journal. Just because of the age, and I absolutely love that front cover. It's a little dirty. I'll have to scrub that up a little bit, but that was a good find. This was just at a thrift store, I'm pretty sure, on that. And then this one, I have a collection of these. I love to collect this specific book. It's illustrated by Eloise Wilkin, and if you've watched any of my videos, you know that I love her illustrations. I love to make ephemera. I've made some soft cover journals with her illustrations, and I've also made a lot of different ephemera that is in my on my website. This book is in really great shape. This was I don't know, I think this might have been one of the books that was in the box of books, but so this was renewed in 1984. It's in good shape. Now the inside cover, maybe not so much, but I could cover that up with some fabric. And so this will be nice as a journal. Or, like I said, I also do like to just use the pages in my different creations. Now this one, I had my eye out for. Carrie from the Paper Monkey, she did a video, I don't know, it might have been a year ago. But I believe she created a junk journal with this. And when I seen that, I fell in love with it. And, I don't know, she might have gotten her books from eBay. And I did look out on eBay, and I just wasn't crazy about the price. So I just kind of waited. And when I was traveling last month, at the antique mall that I go to in Ohio, I found this book, and I was so excited. I did pay a little bit more than I typically would pay for books, but since I had watched Carrie's video, I really, really wanted this book, because all winter I've been saying, okay, summer's coming. As soon as summer gets here, I'm going to make some cooking and baking junk journals. I have not started yet, but this is definitely one that I was hoping to find. It is in wonderful shape. I absolutely love this book. I'm probably going to have to go back and watch Carrie's video again just to get some ideas on how she made it. I would love to keep the pages, all of the pages with this. I mean, there's a ton of pages in this book, 156. I would love to keep it all together because it's in such good shape. And so I'm not quite for sure, but I'm thinking that's probably what I will do, is just keep it all together and then just add, you know, add all of the fun things that make it a junk journal. And I'm actually looking for a date here, and I'm just not finding it. 1957. But I love this. I love this. So thank you, Carrie, for opening my eyes to this great find. They are out there, so keep your eyes open. I mean, I've even seen them on Amazon. There are some on eBay. So, but you know, it's quite a large book, and it is a great find. Now, another book that I found, that I love to find these books, the Little Golden Book Collection. This one's by Margaret Wise Brown. It has 20 stories and poems. The inside covers are gorgeous. I mean, there is not anything wrong at all. No writing tears, nothing. So that will definitely be saved. But I love all of the different stories. Now, this little story here, Mr. Dog, I actually found this one in part of one of these hauls. And I mean, it's not, this one is not in that great of shape. It's by Margaret Wise Brown. And this one is a 1952. Actually, it's not in too bad a shape. There's a little bit of crayon, but I absolutely love the illustrations. And you know, there's a little bit of marker, but I think this could be cleaned up and be made into a journal. It's just so cute. And then when I found that this story was inside here, I'm going, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, so and these kind of, I like to take these apart and use some of the pages in my junk journals. So that's probably what I would end up doing, is just taking these pages out and, you know, using them for pockets or tags or clusters or whatever, just because, you know, it's always nice to have double, you know, double stories when you're making these. And I could even just use this cover and then use the story pages from here if it worked out, where I could do that, because this book is like, it's brand new. So even though it's older and it was at a thrift store, you know, the look inside it. I've said this in so many of my videos. Look inside, because unless you open the cover of those stories, you don't know what's hiding inside. And this one, I love this story. This one is in great shape. And then, like I said, there's 20 in here. So these stories are going to match up with some of the little golden books that I have. I know it will. And I'm looking here in 2008. So the stories are in the 1950s. Most of these stories are, but it was renewed copyright in 2008. So here's another book that these two books also found at the antique mall. Heidi, I have done, I've created junk journals with chapter books of Heidi in the past, and people really love them. 1944, I just absolutely just love the covers, love the images in here. You know, the pages are, you know, they're discolored, but you know, it's old. It's an old book, but there's some great illustrations in here. So typically when I make a chapter book like this into a junk journal, I don't use but just a handful of these pages. I usually pick out you know, like the best illustrations and add them, because then I have all of the other junk journal type things. But you can definitely use these, but I do love to use the pages for, you know, tags and cluster backgrounds, and, you know, just all different kinds of things that you can use these text in these old books for. So never get rid of those, because you can always use those. They also make good bookmarks. The Bobbsey twins, I've created junk journals using the Bobbsey twin chapter books before. 1950. You know, the illustration is wonderful. Now the spine isn't in great shape, but that's okay because I'm just going to cut it off anyways, and I'll add some trim here, and the overall effect is going to be great. Again, the pages are discolored, but it's in super great shape. You know, you can find these for, you know, a few bucks if you look. And right now is the time when, you know, in the summertime, it's the best time because you can go out and look at garage sales. You know, people are cleaning out their closets in grandma's house and so forth. And so this right now is a great time to go garage selling, yard selling, flea markets. You know, just go out there and thrift because you're going to find some great deals. I guarantee it. Now, I'm only going to share a couple more and let you go here. Let's see. So this one, the cover's not that great, but the inside, I love the illustrations. Now, not all of them are great, but some of them are just, they're just fantastic. And they would go so good in junk journals or glue books, because these older books, a lot of them are really heavy pages, and they go wonderful in glue books so that you can do, you know, a lot of gluing, applying adhesives and things on there, you know, just to keep your memories. So this is, look, see, that's torn, but that's okay. I wouldn't have to use that. There's lots of good pages. This was in, both of these books were just in a box of books that I got at an auction. This is a 1959. So, I mean, right here, this would be an awesome cover for a junk journal, you know, or, you know, just to, maybe you want to make your junk journal into a photo book. Maybe you have a little boy or a grandchild, a grandson that, you know, this would just be perfect. I love this. I love it. And then taking a boat ride. Again, this isn't in great condition, but the images on the pages are. The pages are in really good shape, and you know, I can definitely see myself using these for tags or page inserts. And again, it is heavy, heavy pages, so it would also be great in glue books. Now, there's one more book that I wanted to share. I have never seen a book like this. I think it might be a homemade book, but if you look at it, it looks like it's like homemade paper. All the paper edges are torn, and you know, I'm not for sure, but I'm thinking it's homemade. It looks like it could be, you know, ink drawings or some stamps. This is like vellum, and there's poems in here. You know, I don't know, this, I'm thinking this might be stamped, and maybe some inks, you know, just drawing some inks. Again, this one is vellum, or no, this isn't vellum. Oh, I don't remember the name of this kind of paper, but you know, it looks like maybe they have inked that, maybe stamped it. I'm not really for sure, but this book is the coolest book ever. And there is, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I'm thinking maybe a junk journal. There's again that kind of paper here, and I just don't remember what it's called, but this is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Different poems, and there's no copyright date, so that again tells me it probably is handmade. This could be inks. I don't know. I think it would be a beautiful journal if it was just, you know, more things were added to it that you could write in and not, you know, destroy these beautiful pages. I don't know. I'm going to have to think. If you have an idea on what I could do with this gorgeous book, put it in the comments if you would. I don't know. It's just whoever created this Gwen Frostic. There you go. To those who see Gwen Frostic. I don't know if that's the person who created this. Oh, here's a date, 1965, Benzonia, Michigan. So it is here in Michigan. Somebody created it here in Michigan. I don't know. I don't know, but I wanted to share that because it is a beautiful book, and somebody knows their book binding, book making skills, you know, and I just, it's very, very pretty. So anyways, I wanted to share that. Thanks for coming along. And remember, this summer, get out there, go to yard sales, go to flea markets and auctions and thrift stores, and see what you can find, and open the covers of those books, the ratty-tatty books that you come across that you don't even, you know, you think there's nothing in that you think you would like or use, but some of the greatest treasures are in between the front and back covers. So thank you very much for stopping by and watching, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.